This is a problem. Way too many pharmacy schools, and it's going to be affecting you and me, whether it's now, and I think it's now, and in the future. Let's get started here. Hey everyone, it's Barsoum here, and thanks for clicking on this video. Seems like you and I are concerned about this, so thank you for all the returning viewers, and if you're new here, welcome. If you like this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe for more videos, and feel free always to comment your thoughts or even questions or topics down below in the comment section. There are a few potential problems with having a large number of pharmacy schools. According to the AACP, which is the American Association of College of Pharmacy, there are 142 US-based pharmacy schools. These include both fully accredited and the candidate status, which they want to become fully accredited through the accreditation called ACPE. Here in California, where I'm making this video, I've been working here as a pharmacist. We have 14 pharmacy schools alone, according to date. Maybe they're building new ones. I have no idea. According to right now, as a recording of this video, there are 14 pharmacy schools alone in California, and I'm just, I don't understand. It's totally a business at this point for them. But just so that you are aware, please look up how many pharmacy schools there are in your state. Okay. It's always good to know, because you never know when it's just going to be, at this point, it's like, did I even go to pharmacy school? That's for a different topic though. Okay. So back to these issues. I found 4 issues I kind of want to talk about very briefly in this video of the problems with having too many pharmacy schools. The first one, the obvious one, is the overproduction of pharmacists. I truly believe that there's so many pharmacy schools that they need to meet, like, just the demand for pharmacists is just going to be way off, right? It results in a surplus of pharmacists, which ultimately leads to difficulties in finding employment. And that's kind of the whole point, right? After pharmacy school, you graduate, you get a license, you want to work, start living life. You studied enough, sacrificed enough, you want to start getting a job. I found an article from UCSF with a lot of these numbers that kind of want to give you a perspective, okay? So from the fall of 2012 to the fall of 2018, the total of number of students enrolled in a pharmacy school in California increased 33%, roughly 3,700 to 4,900. Want more numbers? Listen to this. From spring of 2012 to the spring of 2018, okay, the number of graduates at this point spiked up 32.7%. That's from 920 to 1,200, roughly, graduates. Okay. And in a recent paper that I read, they talked about this spike was probably due to 4 new pharmacy schools that opened in California between 2017 and 2018, and counted all those graduates from those 4 schools, and that was a spike. Okay, and imagine them just keep building more pharmacy schools and what these numbers would look like. Important to know. The second one is the quality of education. At this point, talking to even MDs and obviously a lot of pharmacists, is that creating all these pharmacy schools is becoming a business. So what is their main focus at this point? Making money, all this stuff. And what are they not focusing on really? And I believe, some with my coworkers and other doctors I've talked to, is the quality of education. There are a large number of pharmacy schools, so and it's possible that the quality of education at some schools may be lower than others. Which is okay, right? It happens, but this could lead to a concern, when you're graduating, you become a pharmacist, you need to know your stuff. Yes, you will pass your board's exam, but on paper, your passing is different than actually being able to talk to your patients, talk to your customers, counseling, knowing your information, to working inpatient like me, talking to physicians, having a discussion, going back and forth, comes with experience, but you need to know your stuff that you learn in pharmacy school, right? It's like what I always tell people, when you're cheating on an exam, cool, you cheated and you passed, but what service does that do for you when you graduate, right? It's almost like a disservice to yourself, to be honest. So keep that in mind. So many pharmacy schools, the quality may decline. Okay. Number three to me is a concern is the cost. Operating a pharmacy school is very expensive, which can lead to tuition of pharmacy schools is often usually higher than other types of colleges and universities, which we all know leads to increase of debt for students and the financial strain on the schools too. So me, I'm still in debt. 5 years out now, I'm still in debt, and we can talk about this later. How the ratio between how much pharmacists get paid, right, and how much debt they have is completely off in terms of the ratio. Okay, which then we kind of talked about it briefly about having so many pharmacists that are being are graduating and accepting jobs. Employers now are like, well, there's so many pharmacists now. Like, I can maybe give this guy a job. He just graduated. He'll take the job. Maybe I can lower, the hourly rate. Just by a little, by a little, by a little. And I promise you guys, I check Indeed, right, on just jobs out there for pharmacists in general, specifically in California, and I'm just shocked on like the starting rate of pharmacists. And I truly, truly believe this is due to the overproduction of pharmacy schools, right? It's common. It's like just economics 101, right? Supply and demand. If you have so much of something, right, then the demand is lower. You're like, there's so many pharmacists, let's start the minimum wage, which is not, but you get the idea, right? Versus if there aren't so many pharmacists, right? I mean, enough to employ, and make this country work, in the pharmacies and people getting their medications. It's just mind blowing that, like, I don't understand. Like, I'm kind of speechless right now, because if you're a pharmacist now, and I'm really concerned with the pharmacists that are still in school and they're going to graduate or they're thinking about pharmacy school. I am by no means trying to like turn you away from pharmacy. If that's your passion, do it. I mean, I'm a pharmacist myself, but just be aware of the supply and demand and how much is the average hourly rate, in your state. You compare that to how much loans you'll have, and not only do you have to pay off loans, but start living. You have rent, you have mortgage, you have food, and given with the inflation at the time of this video, like all this takes into account. And you're like, am I gonna make ends meet at this point? Keep that in mind, like costs, okay? And kind of that, which leads then to my fourth issue I have, is the competition for resources. With the large number of pharmacy schools, there may be competition, and there is competition for resources such as clinical sites, residencies, right? Funding for research. And again, this could lead to difficulties for some schools to provide high quality education and training for their students. Like, if there's so many students, where are they going to go for their rotations, right? If there's just way too many, there's not enough clinics or hospitals or retail community pharmacies out there that can handle all the pharmacy students to get their experience on rotation in. And when there's so many students, sometimes they don't get the good, adequate education they want to observe and learn while being a student before they graduate. As you see here, I'm very passionate about this. I could talk hours about this, honestly. But overall, it's important to ensure that the number of pharmacy schools is sufficient, again, to meet the needs of the healthcare system, not the needs of someone's pocket. Okay, I'm sorry to say this, but pharmacy schools are popping up left and right, like there's too many, and to ensure that the schools are able to provide high quality education and training for their students. Wow. Okay. So I want you to leave with this. Do your own research. See how much the pharmacists are getting paid in your state. How many jobs are there? Literally open up your phone, go to on Indeed, and check. What are these pharmacies offering? Okay, that times whatever, this is how much I'll make in a year. There's taxes, there's inflation. How much will I make? How much debt will I have? How much do I have to pay, every month for these debt, whether it's income based or not, but keep it all in your mind and think about it, because that's the reality. I feel like pharmacy students are so ingrained in just, passing their classes and doing all this stuff, but it's an issue if you don't think about this when you're about to graduate, right? This is your livelihood. This is how you're going to make money. This is how you're going to live. So I just want you to be aware. Again, thank you for sticking this long of me just ranting. I hope you gained some knowledge of this and something that you could kind of take back and kind of do and tell your other pharmacy students or other, people like around you who are thinking about doing pharmacy school. And talk, if you're a pharmacist, hello, welcome, hi. Talk to other pharmacists in your work. Be like, hey, what do you think about this topic? There's so many schools. What's your thoughts? And I guarantee you, they all know it's an issue. I haven't found one person so far that says, oh, no, it's okay. They can build more pharmacy schools. No pharmacist ever said that, okay? You heard this here first, okay? So again, guys, thank you so much for listening to this video. Please, again, thumbs up, like it, comment below your comments or questions, or what do you think about this? Like, I want to know what you guys are thinking. And maybe I've just talked to pharmacists and students who are just, like me and thinking about this, because maybe we're in California. Other states, maybe they're not as saturated. But please leave a comment below which state you're from. Let me know what you guys are thinking. Awesome, guys. Thank you and take care.